Broadcasting live from a sea of technocratic nonsense on an island of freedom. It's the Bell Howard Show. And now, here's your host, Bell Howard. Bell Howard. You're listening to the Bell Howard Show, coast to coast, town to country, field to stream, Glen to Dale, Glendale to Santa Monica, golf course to racehorse, covering all bases. The freest show on the air, free thought, free expression, and free coffee. If you like real libertarian radio, and there isn't much out there, then you've come to the right place. Maybe the only place. We've got a killer app of a show today. We're going to take a deep dive into the dark world of conspiracy. I will be talking to none other than the individual responsible for the Q-Anon movement. Q himself or herself, the individual known as Q. I will be talking to them. That's right. What a get, right? Brought to you by the people who claim that a pizza parlor in Washington, D.C. was running an intergalactic child slavery ring. So buckle up for that. That's coming up in a bit. Lots of stuff going on. Actually, I got to level with you folks. We recently had a scare here at the Bell Howard Show. Wes isn't here today. Well, my producer, Wes. Actually, he sort of is here, but he isn't. I'll explain in a moment. He came in. Now, see, this is the thing. Everyone's reopening. Restaurants, gyms, spas, bars. So I thought I would do the same, but kind of in a microcosm of the situation now spreading nationwide. As soon as we reopened, we had to close again. So here's what happened. I reopened the studio. I even bought balloons, and they said, "Get well soon." I'm not a superstitious guy, and they had cute bears on them. And I said, Wes likes bears, I think. I remember him saying that. Anyway, Wes came back to much fanfare. I even played See the Conquering Hero Comes. You know, da, 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 on a kazoo. I haven't seen Wes in person in 3 months. His hair was, well, it was unkempt and not in a cool millennial sort of way, but in an early 90s indie film kind of look. Anyway, I said, Wes, how you doing, buddy? But as soon as he walked in, he looked sick. He clutched his chest and started wheezing. I said, where's your inhaler, dummy? He has asthma. I said, you better go home. He said, okay, and he crawled out of the room, but he stopped in the break room and just laid there for a while. I said, listen, Wes, can I call you an ambulance? He said, no, I want a shelter in place. So he's here, but he's in the break room, which is a shame because I had some cheese danishes in there that I can't stop thinking about. Anyway, if he's going to quarantine in there for 2 weeks, then it's goodbye cheese danishes and goodbye free coffee. I don't know. I don't know if it's the COVID. I don't think he got the COVID. But we'll see. So I had to close the studio again. So I'm flying solo today. You know, everyone's reopening and then reclosing. And we've been on lockdown under the threat of fines and also just out of common courtesy, but it's made us skittish as a nation. I think it's time to reopen. It's time for Americans to go back to work. It's time for America to reopen for business. The restaurant down the street from me just reopened and then closed again while I was eating. Someone in the back, a busboy, had a 98-degree temperature. The manager came out screaming. He said, "Just take your soup home. Everyone take your soup home. Just take it. Take the plate, the spoon, everything." I did. I walked home with a plate of coconut milk soup. And so there's got to be a better way to do this. I mean, don't be skittish. If you're going to reopen. High temperatures be damned. Open the restaurant, and if your customers get sick, you should at least, give them a discount. What else? The news today, the Trump book, the Trump biography is coming out. The book supposedly a damning indictment of Trump, laying bare the truth of him and his daddy issues. But here's the thing. I mean, it was written by Trump's niece, and there's a lot of psychoanalyzing from a person who's frankly not a psychologist. Things like, oh, his dad didn't love him, so he became a monster. Is that all it is? I know some guys whose dads love them, and they still turned out to be jerks. I mean, we're all trying to impress daddy, I guess. I mean, my dad, if he loved me, I didn't love me, I couldn't tell. He was a violinist, and so he was always practicing and would answer my questions with a yes being a high note or a no being a low note. It's like, "Dad, can I have a Twinkie?" Low note. "Dad, can I sleep over at Derek's house?" "Dad, was I adopted?" A lot of low notes, or as I called them, no notes. That's how I used it. My dad wasn't very accessible. That's what I'm saying. Did I then turn that into my life's work, trying to desperately to communicate with people while still being emotionally unavailable? But back to Trump. Our tendency to psychoanalyze everything that moves, I mean, is why we're not a great nation anymore. We should go back to saying, if he's a jerk, he's a jerk. Do we have to know why? I mean, even if we dig deeper into their past, it's all a guessing game. It's all theory. It's psychological wiffle waffle. And this is why I devoted a whole chapter in my new book entitled "The Psychology and the Wiffle Waffling of America." It's always daddy's or mommy's fault. And they somehow trampled little baby's psyche. If you do something bad these days, it's because mommy didn't let you ride the pony, or daddy forgot to buy you a present for not one, but 7 consecutive birthdays. I think in Trump's case, it comes down to another problem. It's entitlement. Clearly, he's, my daddy says I can be ruler of the world. Actually, if I don't become ruler of the world, daddy won't like me. I mean, I get it. A father's approval is a big deal. I mean, you carry that weight sometimes, and it's a heavy load. I was expected to enter the conservatory when I was in high school, and I was in Daddy's shadow, to be sure, but honestly, I could barely scratch out "Mary Had a Little Lamb" on the violin. The only way I was getting in was if Dad pulled some strings. So the day comes for the audition and for the conservatory, and I totally bombed. I played taps for my audition, and it was appropriate because that was the end of my music career, but my dad didn't think so. He took his violin and that teacher giving me the audition into another room and tried to convince him that I was worth having. I heard a lot of high notes from my dad's violin and a lot of low notes from the teacher's violin. I guess you can't help it. If you're a parent, you want your own flesh and blood to succeed, uh, whether it's concert violinist or the president. You just can't. Hang on a second. Oh, we have a caller coming in now. Oh, again, I'm flying solo, people. I apologize. Um, let's see. Wes isn't here. I'm going in blind. And last time I didn't screen calls here at the show. Someone called me a Nazi, um, but that doesn't happen all the time. Chances are it's a fan of the show. Okay. All right, here we go. Hello, this is the Bell Howard Show.
Hello?
Hello,
Hello, my name is Michael Caine.
Michael Caine, the actor.
Yes, Michael Caine, the actor.
All right, all right. Thanks, buddy. I needed a good joke today. Who is this really?
I am Michael Caine, and I'll prove it.
Okay, you want to prove it? All right. Let me look. I've got your movies here. Okay, tell me what year, Mr. Michael Caine. Tell me what year you did Alfie, which is my favorite Michael Caine movie of all time.
Well, Alfie was 1962. Sorry, 1966. 1966.
1966. Yes, that's right. Okay. All right. Muppets Christmas Carol. Come on, answer it quick.
Muppet Christmas Carol was 1992.
Wow. That's right. You really are Michael Caine. Well, this is a huge honor. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Caine. What can I do for you today? Are are you promoting a movie?
I'm actually promoting my grandson.
Your grandson, is he an actor too?
No, he's a hip hopper. He's a rapper. He does the rapping.
Well, well, that's interesting. What's it like?
Well, I sent a sample to you, Belle. I'll send it to your producer.
Well, Michael, my producer is sadly not here at the moment. He's in the break room, and he might have the COVID.
He has he?
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Let me check. Okay, there's something on the desktop here. It's a file, and it says Rapman and Mobbin. Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. So this is the song you want me to play?
If you play that on the show, I'll do an in-studio interview with you, Belle, anytime you like.
Well, that would be great.
When this COVID thing goes away, of course.
Of course. Great, no problem, Michael. Well, yeah. Well, let's give it a listen. Does your son have a name? I mean, a stage name?
No, not my son, Belle, my grandson, and he doesn't have a name yet, a proper rapper name. But I think I should give him one. I'll give him my initials, Michael Caine, so MC, and he's my grandson, so I think I'll call him MC Grandson. How does that sound?
MC Grandson. Okay. Well, Michael, maybe you already know this, but the average age of my listenership is 75.
You know, I wasn't into hip hop before, but after my grandson started rapping, I started doing my research and I fell in love with the genre. I like especially the old stuff like Grandmaster Flash at Boogie Down Productions.
Well, all right, folks. Listen, we have a world premiere, courtesy of Michael Caine, the actor. Here is his grandson, MC Grandson, with Rap Man and Robin. Let's give it a listen.
Now hear this.
Yo, I gotta tell it like it is.
2020.
2020. I got a perfect vision.
This year's gonna be different.
Let's kick it. I see perfectly clear cause my vision's 2020. This year I'm near the goal, the fame and the money. Respecting my family, especially Gramps.
Michael Caine.
The uncanny wisdom, the all-seeing vision like a sage. I could rap stronger. Got a list of rhymes longer than Michael Caine's IMDb page.
That list is like 100 movies.
Like Alfred, I'm serving. Like Alfie, I'm free. Hustling, playing fiddles, taking fees out the till. Running games, paying bills.
Big up to Michael Caine.
You suckers, I'm swerving. Italian job cars, putting the hurt in, robbing. I'm rap man, you're robbing. Speaking Cockney voice.
Well, that was Michael Caine's grandson, MC Grandson, with his first single there, world premiere, Rap Man and Mobbin'. Michael, that was pretty great, and he referenced a lot of movies. Your movies, you're featured prominently in this song, and they even mention your IMDb page, which is famously has the Guinness Book of World Records for longest list of credits. Is that right?
You know, shout out to MC Grandson. What can I say? He's made me very proud.
Yeah. So good to hear from you, Michael, and best of luck to your grandson, MC Grant. Look, I look forward to seeing you in the studio when we reopen.
I will teach you how to act in front of a camera anytime, Belle.
I can't wait, Michael Caine. Thank you so much. Wow, folks, what a surprise, and that was pretty, dare I say, dope. Michael Caine, the legendary actor. And when we come back from the break, the hits keep coming. We've got a doozy for you. My in-depth interview with Q, an individual working in the heart of the nation's capital, trying to bring down a conspiracy that is as old as Washington, D.C. itself. You won't want to miss that. You're listening to The Bell Howard Show, and we'll be right back. Games for boomers. Bell Howard here. Hey, I didn't like playing video games. In fact, I thought they were only for special kids who couldn't make eye contact and stop breastfeeding when they were teenagers. But did you know that video games can help you keep your brain alert even into your old age? Brain health is just as important as body health. If you're sick of your friends pushing crossword puzzles and Sudoku, that weird number game, then grab a controller and get your game on with Boomer Games. Boomer Games Studio has worked hard with an older generation of gamers to craft immersive video games that you can safely play without the threat of your grandchildren taking them. Titles include DMZ, or Department of Motor Zombies, a post-apocalyptic shoot-'em-up set in DMVs across the country. Scent of a Woman, the game. You can play as Pacino's characters Colonel Slade or his pimply caretaker Charlie as you navigate New York in a stolen Ferrari trying to get the Colonel laid. And my personal favorite, Draft Dodgeball. Hone your reflexes as you dodge balls thrown at you by members of the Selective Service System. Now, a new downloadable addition to the game lets you play as Bill Clinton, Joe Biden, or Dick Cheney. Boomer games are fun, and they keep you mentally sharp for the rest of the day. I know they do me, keep me mentally, sharp. So, do you want to start having fun today? Go to Boomer Games website and ask your grandchildren how to download them. Boomer Games. Are we having fun yet? The Bell Howard Show. Welcome back, folks. We are an island of freedom in a sea of liberal technocratic nonsense. And folks, a little disclaimer here before we jump into the next segment. We're about to take a deep dive into dark waters. So dark, I don't know if there's a bottom. This is conspiracy territory, and if that makes you nervous, you've been warned. The implications of what my next guest says and posts online are very dark and imply some current leaders are involved in things so heinous they don't bear repeating. But not just our political leaders, leaders in Hollywood, and indeed the Hollywood stars that grace the silver screen are said to be involved in things like underground cults, human trafficking, and that's not even the tip of the iceberg. Now, I personally think the government is working against us in a lot of ways. That's why I don't believe the battle for true individual liberty ended in 1776. It continues to this day. And that's why I do this show. But I am not ready to accuse them of specific crimes, unlike my next guest. So I want to be clear, I don't agree with everything my guest says. As I said at the top of the show, I am talking to someone who goes by the name of Q, the one and only Q of Q-Anon fame. Now, I have connections. I've been doing this forever, and over the years, you develop contacts and street cred, as it were, and before you know it, people come to you, and you don't have to stretch the feelers out too far. Well, this was different. We had to go above and beyond to secure this one. This was a big get, and dangerous. There's an air of danger surrounding Q and the Q-Anon movement, and what they espouse. This is an individual who claims to be embedded deep in the filthy bowels of Washington, D.C., and is planning an uprising against the technocratic liberal establishment, someone who is working on the side of Trump and Trump supporters, and this person is sending coded messages through the media and, more importantly, through the public speeches of the president. What seems incomprehensible or strange in the president's speeches is actually a carefully coded message meant for the followers of Q. Now, who is Q? Who is the mole for the people implanted deep in the Washington machine? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this exclusive interview will answer all those questions. Without further ado, the individual is on the line right now, and we're about to go down the rabbit hole, people. Hello, are you there? Is this Q? Can I call you Q? I mean, I know that's not your real name. That's what you go by online. I know you want to be anonymous, and I know you are somewhere in the nation's capital. You say as much in your posts. Is that right?
I'm not Q. I'm Stu.
I'm sorry, you're not Q. You're Stu. Stu, is that your real name? I mean, that's not your real name, is it?
No, it's just my online moniker. Q-Anon has been infiltrated. The Great Awakening has been postponed. I'm the only true patriot left. I'm the only one who can save this planet from an international cabal of human traffickers working in the highest echelons of human government. People should listen to me and check out my posts online. It's the only real thing left.
All right. This is quite disturbing. So you're a different. This is not Q. This is Stu. You said echelons. How high are these echelons?
As far as echelons go, these are the highest.
Okay. All right. So you're Stu-Anon. What do you do?
My day job? Or
No, I mean, no, I don't want to blow your cover. I just want to know what you do online. Are you doing messages too? Is this are you sending out coded messages to the world trying to awaken the public?
I expose the true evil that is controlling Washington and all major countries of the world. It is a disease that has infected all leaders on this planet. Listen, hold on a second. Just let me pop this in here.
What's that? Is that some kind of top secret package? Are you handling some?
It's a top secret package.
Yeah. Are you handling some secret, sensitive
Yeah.
information or something?
All I can say is, it's piping hot stuff. In an unmarked package.
Wow. So as we speak here, he is handling some sensitive information, and can you give us a taste of what that is? I can't imagine. There's some kind of whirring noise behind you.
Oh, hi, Stu. Yeah, Marty wanted to see you. I think he's in the break room. Oh, yeah, did he? Okay, I'll see him. I'll talk to Marty.
Stu, are you still there? Who is that?
Listen, I gotta move to a more strategically safe location. It's Operation Midnight Unicorn. 567 ampersand T pound sign close brackets 77858.
I'm sorry, what was that? Hey, do you have that form of Tourette's where you blurt out random string of numbers? I'm a fellow sufferer, so don't be embarrassed. I think we have that in common.
No, it's a code. If you follow Stu, you'll know what to do.
Hi, Stu.
By the way, there was that voice again. By the way, why the name Stu? I mean, can you give us any hint about where that name comes from?
7 pound sign asterisk dollar sign
It's another-
4445. The Blonde Eagle will deliver the package.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's another code. Wow, you're hearing it here first. The Blonde Eagle. Who is that? Who is the Blonde Eagle? I mean, at least give us that
Hold
much.
on, no. I think you know who the Blonde Eagle is. He's the guy at the top of the pyramid.
Hey Stu, did you get that file I sent you?
What's going on?
The file?
Oh, yeah. Good file, Mark. Okay.
Yeah, I think Marty wants to see you in the break room. Why don't you go say hi to him?
The break room. Okay, I'll see Marty later.
Well, there's a lot of activity going on, Stu, and I hope you're safe. It seems like you're interacting with other people kind of in the same office area there. I don't know if they're friendly or if they're your enemies. I don't know. You're in Washington now, and I know you can't say exactly where you are, but can you at least give us a branch of government, legislative, executive, Parks and Recreation? Which branch of government are you in?
Okay. Sorry, Belle, I gotta move again.
Oh,
Like I said, the Blonde Eagle will deliver the package. 6785-4534 WGA WTF. We appreciate your call. Unfortunately, all our operatives are busy.
well, you got to move. This is really exciting. I feel like I'm interviewing a spy in the middle of a mission. What are you doing now, Stu? Are you trying to get to a location with a stronger connection?
No, I could be anywhere and have a near perfect connection to any network in the world. All my devices are 6G.
You mean you're on a 6G network? That's incredible. I thought we were just rolling out the 5G.
Oh, how little you know, my friend. We are currently on 12G, but anything above 5G is strictly classified and kept from the public.
Wow. How do you come to know all this? Why are you so well placed in this strategic sweet spot where you can just collect all this information?
But let's just say, I've known someone my whole life who was a Washington insider, and he used to bring home stories of things he saw at his job. He secretly collected a lot of information about Washington elite, and then one day, he went missing. But before he went missing, he got me a job in the same office that I continue to work at to this day.
Hey Stu, Marty wants to see you. Go to the break room. Say hi to him.
All right, I'll see him.
Stu, are you still there? Now, that story you just told me, was this gentleman your father?
Yes, he was a little strict. And he never laughed. We never even played catch out in the backyard. He was always busy with his work. It took me a long time to realize the weight that he was carrying on his shoulders.
I hear you. I was with a sort of emotionally unavailable father myself. So, in a lot of ways, our parents shape who we are. I mean, we're not 100% responsible. So you're trying to continue his legacy. Is that right?
As much as I can, yes. Hold on, someone's coming.
Oh, no. Here we go, folks. Folks, stay with us. Something's happening.
All right, Bill, I've got to slip inside this room here.
Okay, but...
Hold on one sec.
All right, Stu, be safe.
All right, it's dark in here. I don't think anyone's in here. Let me just turn on the light here.
Surprise! Surprise! Happy birthday, Stu!
Happy birthday, Stu.
Oh, you guys, Marty.
Bill, I gotta go. My cover's been blown. Seriously, this is the end. I don't know if I can cut in communications.
Stu, wait.
It's all over.
Stu, come back. We lost him, folks. I don't know what happened. He was in a tight spot there. Maybe his cover was blown, and I don't know what to do. Help whistleblower in a bureau or a department of government. I don't even know the name of it. I don't even know which branch of government he's in. Geez, I hope I'm not responsible for whatever is happening to him now. I'm not, right? I mean, I'm just a radio guy, and okay. Well, that was my interview with Stu, another deep cover operative working deep in the filthy bowels of Washington machine. And folks, if nothing else, you heard it here first. That's what a 6G network connection sounds like. Pretty sweet. All right, folks. That's the Bell Howard Show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Join us next week. We're going to have a doozy of a show. And hopefully Wes will be back. And we'll get this COVID thing worked out. And we'll reopen the studio. And hopefully there'll be some cheese danishes left. All right, folks, I'm Bell Howard. Remember, stay safe, stay sane, and stay free. Bye now.